I realize that clock is not.
Oh, good evening. I'm Carrie. I think I met you one other time.
Yeah, that's right. I think last time.
Sure. I don't know what seat you were going to sit in here.
Should I move? Oh, you guys should.
Oh,
move.
no, that's
Perfect.
right
Great.
there.
Okay. All right. So if we're not going by, it's 5:30. You ready? All right. Hi, everybody. We're going to call this meeting to order.
Let me know when you want to go on the record.
We can go on the record now.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you.
We're on the record.
I'm Michael Collins. I am the Commissioner for the Department of Neighborhood and Business Development. I'm with Michelle Sapansky, our Deputy Commissioner of Neighborhood Development. And we are here today for our public meeting as we begin the comment period for our 5-year comprehensive action plan and the current 1-year proposed budget. These are both drafts in their current form. We'll be through the comment period. We take the comments, we'll take a look at them, incorporate what is appropriate as we are able, and the Common Council makes the final approval of this. So if you, everyone will have, that chooses to, will have up to 3 minutes to speak. If you would like to speak and have not filled out a form yet, Tanya Eastman in the back has got a form. She is the director for our grants team. We also have Renee Schwarnois and Sue McMahon. Renee runs our home program and Sue our ESG program. And Hannah Gardy, who's been our architect on the 5-year plan. And Sophie Fisher is our CDBG administrator and is not able to be with us at the moment. I'm going to turn it over to Michelle for all the fun details, and then we will get to the opportunity for you all to show your comments.
Thanks, Michael. Michelle Spansky, Deputy Commissioner of Neighborhood Development. So as Michael said, the role of the 5-year consolidated plan, it's a special year in the cycle where by which we identify for HUD our community funding priorities, and which basically kind of outline how we will be regulating the disbursement of those dollars for agencies that are seeking funding over the 5-year period. So in keeping with years past, the particular outcome or areas of interest that we identified this year are really focused on needs related to housing, neighborhood stability and quality of life, and economic opportunity for residents. So more specifically enumerated in some ways than they were last year, but I would say largely not significantly changed, but just for the purposes of kind of identifying what those are, within the context of the 5-year plan, we are looking to focus our entitlement dollars on preserving quality and safety of existing housing, promoting affordable home ownership, creating and enhancing the supply of affordable housing in our community, so really kind of focusing on the construction of housing, investing in efforts which serve to prevent and address homelessness, providing quality housing resources and public services, improving neighborhood health, which is really focused on property stabilization and remediating vacant properties and other neighborhood hazards, building family wealth and promoting economic inclusion, and improving neighborhood vibrancy, so specifically kind of focused on community centers and types of programming for families, youth, and seniors. Within our budget that we have kind of identified for the upcoming annual year, there are 6 new programs that we've recommended for funding, kind of in accordance with those priorities. So focused on different aspects related to improving housing weatherization, workforce development, legal services, estate planning, and a couple other particular areas related to housing needs. So Within some of our immediate kind of recommendations from a budget standpoint, we are expecting at this point, based on our draft funding allocations, we're planning for being able to kind of maintain dollars as we receive them from the past year. We know always at the time that we receive our final allocations, we have to adjust some. But so the way that we were kind of able to get from one year to another, it does involve a reduction kind of across the board to all agencies. We took an approach of kind of equal hits across agencies. I think we recognize, based on the feedback that we have received from the work that goes into the Risk Analysis Committee, that all the agencies that have been submitting applications for funding in the past, as well as the new applications, were really reflective of community needs that we have here in the community. And so we were trying to kind of strike an appropriate balance of being able to spread those services around without kind of disproportionately impacting a given agency over the other. So again, these are the draft allocations, and I think at this point would open it up for public comments.
So I've got the cards. I'll call them in the order for which we've received them. Again, if you'd like to speak and you have not yet filled out one of the yellow cards, please see Tanya in the back. It's 3 minutes. If you have a written copy of your comments, if you could please hand them off so that we can make sure that they get into the transcript. We also will be receiving comments through email at the nbd@syr.gov email account. So feel free to always follow up there with additional comments. We try to gather as much public input as we can.
The only other thing I'll add to, we're accepting comments through April 2nd at midnight, and we will also be having another public meeting, public comment period opportunity Monday, March 31st at 5:30 in the chambers. The Common Council will hold their public comment hearing, which is another opportunity for anyone who wishes to enter a comment at that time to do so. We will flag that for the counselors accordingly and see if they're looking to reschedule. I think they were working through a couple of scheduling things going on that week, so we'll see what we can do.
Very, very good point.
Good catch, thank you, I appreciate that.
Yep, thanks. Okay, so our first commenter tonight will be Pi from Interfaith Works. And when you come up, if you could state your name and the agency you were with.
Yeah, good evening. My name is Pai Manindara. I'm the Assistant Director of Resettlement Services from Interfaith Works. Interfaith Works Center for New American provides resettlement and crucial post-resettlement services to help refugees and immigrant families reestablish their lives and overcome the barriers necessary to successfully integrate in the United States. Interfaith Works resettled 1,015 refugees in 2024. Within this current year, we resettled 430 refugees. The CDBG funding enabled us to continue providing critical support, which has helped us ensure that none of our clients have ended up homeless after seeking assistance from us. Given the significant demand for our services among the refugee community, we kindly request the city to allocate additional funds toward the CDBG program. This increase in funding is crucial to continue meeting the needs of our diverse clientele and to support their successful integration into the community. In 2024, funding received from the city of Syracuse allowed us to serve 298 clients who avoided homelessness. 93 individuals were assisted with rent and utility assistance. Besides that, our housing team has cultivated a strong relationship with 164 landlords. We have 329 new Americans were placed into jobs in 2024. Those jobs paying an average from $18.50 to $21. And 359 clients attended job readiness classes through our employment center. The matching grant program and employment placement helped 415 people to alternative public assistance benefit. Thank you for the support we received to assist clients experiencing crisis due to the cultural and language barrier. CDBG funding has been critical to maintain housing stability for newcomers. Our agency has been able to meet or exceed program numbers each year because of high need for this program. We urge the Common Council and the city to continue support those services to residents of the city. New American housing stability contribute to neighborhood stability and is good for our city. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Next speaker is Walt Dixie with Jubilee Homes.
Good evening. I'm Walt Dixie. I support my 5% cut now. Let me stop. That was a good one, right? But thank you. Well, first, the team, because the team is new, a lot of the folks, and doing good work, tough decisions this year, as it's going to be. But we do support the funding. We're excited that even though the funding we would like to have, like everybody else, we don't receive, but diversifying us to do more development on the other side should help us down the line. So we want to thank you guys. Tough task, at least. Your budget is level funding, right? That's what I just read today.
As far as we know, it's 10.
As far as we know.
As far as you know. Well, he can change his mind tomorrow, later.
Thank you, Walt. Next up, we have Chrissy Rizzo with On Point for College.
I'm Chrissy Rizzo, the Deputy Executive Director for On Point for College. We are grateful for the investment the City of Syracuse has made in our students through the Community Development Block Grant. You have supported our career services, which assist students who are seeking work or seeking pre-professional experiences that will enhance their competitiveness in the job market. Last year, we were able to help 200 students from the Northeast and Southwest target neighborhoods. And you invested by directly funding part of his salary in one of our alumni, Dexter Green, who currently serves as a career advisor here in Syracuse. He is passionate about helping students build their skills and improve their confidence at every step of their career journeys. You simply could not have made a better investment. The energy, expertise, and tools that Dexter brings to our students have resulted in more than 90 students obtaining career opportunities, including full-time, career track jobs, part-time work to support themselves while in school, and internships. Indeed, it is thanks to the remarkable partnership between the City of Syracuse and Onondaga County that we're able to place students in 6-week paid internships last summer and are on schedule to welcome another group this summer. Our interns are placed with carefully vetted employers, including small businesses, nonprofits, and grassroots organizations that might not otherwise be able to afford summer help. Your investment in our students is thereby also strengthening the local economy. We recognize the importance of using these funds to make safe, affordable housing available in our city. Many of our students are themselves housing vulnerable. We appreciate that you set aside funds to invest in our students so that they can have great careers that allow them to one day become homeowners. Thank you for including On Point for College in your Program Year 51 Action Plan and in the 2025-2029 Consolidated Plan. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Carrie Quaglia, you're up next.
Thank you. I'm Kerry Quaglia, representing Home Headquarters tonight. And just wanted to say that we're certainly gratified to have been included in the annual plan. As Michelle indicated, just about all the studies that you see about our community, we identify housing as our #1 need. And certainly the programs that are proposed to be funded through Home Headquarters, which includes the down payment and closing cost assistance program to help first-time home buyers with their first home purchase in the city of Syracuse, the Home Ownership Center, which supports our certified housing counselors, the SHARP program, which seeks to take care of small problems before they become big problems, and then the urgent care program that helps the big problems when we didn't deal with them when they were small problems, doing things like roofs and sewers and furnaces and the like. These are obviously critical programs to keep our housing stock in good shape. Now, since you submitted a 5-year plan, we thought we'd do a little 5-year look back and take some of the average numbers. And over the last 5 years, each year we've helped between 45 and 50 people purchase their first home in the city of Syracuse through the down payment closing cost assistance program. We have counseled 400 people on average a year, the rights and responsibilities of home ownership. We've helped about 125 people through the SHARP program and about 80 substantial rehabs through the urgent care program. And I think that's a pretty good track record over the last 5 years. And I would be remiss to also not thank you for including Syracuse Model Neighborhood Corporation in the proposed plan. As you both know, we have dealt with that sort of troubled inventory for several years. I think we've turned the corner on it, and this is critical to maintaining quality housing in the South Side. So thanks very much.
Thank you, Kerry. Carolyn Brown, representing Peace.
Good evening. I'm Carolyn Brown from Peace Incorporated, the community action agency for Onondaga County. And I want to first thank you for funding again our youth summer program for middle school girls at our Eastside Family Resource Center, and for funding a new program, Barriers to Weatherization. It's that second program that I want to talk about a little bit tonight. Our weatherization program cannot insulate a home where knob and tube wiring or asbestos or lead is present. And I think everybody in this room tonight knows that we have an aging stock of homes out there in Syracuse, many of them pre-1933, so that work is important. The proposal for the CDBG funds was to help homeowners address these issues so Peace can go in and do the weatherization. Without remediation, these issues leave families with high energy bills and unsafe living conditions. The cost to address them is prohibitive for most homeowners. Rewiring a home with knob and tube is well over $10,000. Proper and safe asbestos removal with air monitoring to ensure the family's safety runs between $5,000 and $10,000. Peace's weatherization program cannot proceed in homes with these issues, and our current funding is insufficient to assist all the families in need. We deeply appreciate the city's support in resolving these barriers to weatherization. We originally requested $159,971 to assist at least 10 families. With the awarded $65,000, which represents about 40% of that ask, we will be able to serve fewer families. So while we thank you for that funding, if there is additional funding, we would request it so that we can work with more homeowners. Thank you.
Thank you, Carolyn. Sal Curran.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Sal Curran. I'm the Executive Director of the Volunteer Lawyers Project of Central New York. And first, I want to thank the Neighborhood and Business Development for our Year 51 allocation. And I just want to say a big thank you to all of your staff who do such an amazing job in supporting the work that we do. With the new CDBG funding, VLP will assist low-income homeowners in preparing wills and powers of attorney to ensure assets are protected and intergenerational wealth can be preserved. Without proper estate planning, families often lose their homes due to legal disputes or inability to afford the transfer process, stripping them of their financial security. So having these legal tools in place can help us ensure that our homes stay in the family and provide stability for future generations. And it adds an extra benefit too, because often those homes fall into tax forbearance when they don't have a clear owner of the home. So it actually benefits on the tax rolls as well for the city of Syracuse. Powers of attorney also help maintain housing security. When a person becomes seriously ill or disabled, they may be unable to manage their finances, so having a designated representative can help them prevent missing rent or mortgage payments and help them to avoid eviction or foreclosure. And we've certainly seen that come in handy in Syracuse City Court many a time. On the eviction defense side, VLP continues to provide legal representation every day in Syracuse City, landlord-tenant courts in the city court. And this is a critical service that's been provided by ESG funding for a number of years now. Last year, nearly 3,000 eviction cases were filed in our city, with rents increasing at unsustainable rates. We have found that it's absolutely critical to have attorneys there every single day. It helps to reduce evictions, prevent homelessness, that's the most important part, and fosters stability for Syracuse families. So we thank you for your support, and we look forward to continuing to fight for housing stability here in the city of Syracuse. Thanks.
Thank you, Sal. John Tomino, My Father's Kitchen.
Good evening. John Tomino, Executive Director of In My Father's Kitchen and co-founder. I echo Sally's appreciation of NBD, and we appreciate the Commissioner, Deputy Commissioner, and the whole team for the wonderful work and partnership that you do with all of us, and not just In My Father's Kitchen. Before I read a little bit of my bullet points of reminders here of what I would like to talk about, I just wanted to say, since post-COVID, In My Father's Kitchen has experienced the most increase in numbers of people that are experiencing homelessness on the streets of Syracuse, unprecedented. Over the last 14 years, the numbers were going down for the first 11, and then once COVID passed, the numbers have been crazy. So in saying that, I'm proud to report regarding numbers in this current year that we're in and going forward into the new year, that we're proud to report our outstanding progress in achieving our goals. Our initial projections set a target of 35 individuals that were going to be placed indoors in this current year. We've exceeded that number, and 140 unduplicated individuals engaged was the number that we set, that we were going to engage unduplicated individuals. Well, IMFK care managers were able to assist, as of today, 50 individuals to housing in this current year that we're in. That's going just to show you how many people are out there. Through dedicated efforts, we not only met but exceeded expectations. Our projection of 140 unduplicated individuals met on the streets, we kind of blew that number away. We've engaged, as of today, 273 unduplicated individuals on the streets of Syracuse, surpassing our yearly goal with still 6 weeks to go in this current year. So we projected a meal distribution of 1,200 meals. We're at 1,253 meals served to date. And we're still moving forward, providing essential nourishments. With our partnership with the city, lives are being transformed through stable housing, placement, meaningful engagement, and consistent support. These achievements reflect the incredible impact of our mission at In My Father's Kitchen and our partnership with the city of Syracuse. Sustainability and a commitment to serving those in need. And in addition, I'll say there was a line item added last year for us was assisting folks. One of our goals is to make sure they don't recidivize out, so we are connected with individuals for 6 months beyond their housing situation. And we're using a tool and some funding to be able to help them by filling in gaps with things that they might need to stay in their apartment, like microwave, coffee maker, cleaning supplies, pots, pans, dishes, and things of that nature. And that goes on for 6 months. So when someone's saying, I don't have something, we could step up to the plate and help the other providers that are doing the housing and working together as a coalition, really making sure that people stay indoors. So thank you so much again for concerning In My Father's Kitchen. We appreciate the city's support and partnership.
Thank you, John. Brian Fay from Syracuse Northeast Community Center.
Commissioner, Deputy Commissioner, good evening. You know, I love coming to this because you get to see all of the stuff that's going on in the city, all of the different initiatives, but it also reminds me of the rock and the hard place, that making choices, and I do appreciate the way that things are being balanced so that we can have change across the city. I also want to mention, of course, the orange elephant in the room, and understand how difficult it is to work with the chaos that is coming from the federal government. I don't envy you on that. But on behalf of Syracuse Northeast Community Center's neighbors, I'm grateful to you and NBD's staff for the thorough, concise draft 5-year consolidated plan and first annual action plan. Thank you for the City of Syracuse's continued investment and trust in Syracuse Northeast Community Center. We work together to serve over 7,500 individuals and promote housing security through wraparound services and referrals, reduce risks of lead contamination through education and more referrals, reduce homelessness by providing for basic needs, promote opportunity through workforce development, bridge the digital divide, build financial literacy, reduce poverty through comprehensive holistic services for neighbors across Syracuse. SNCC's efficient, cost-effective programming is aligned with NBD's anti-poverty strategies as outlined on pages 124 through 134 of the draft plan. CDBG funding invested at SNCC supports those direct services that achieve NBD's goals stated in the draft plan. But beyond that, we're able to leverage and develop further funding for anti-poverty initiatives and collaborations that promote and deliver regional collective impact based on the CDBG funding we receive. So we're very grateful for the work that NBD is doing. We're grateful for the service we are provided in processing through those payments and doing the work that we need to do. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ryan. Sharon Sherman. And as Sharon comes up, we've got, how many more, Tanya? One more? So if that's not your card that Tanya's bringing me and you would like to speak, please see Tanya. Thanks, Sharon.
Sharon Sherman, Greater Syracuse Tenants Network. I'd like to address, first of all, that the fact that you're funding new programs while cutting existing ones, and some of them, I'm not hearing that there's more programs for tenants. I think in this environment, which Brian just sort of mentioned, there is a crisis in funding from HUD, and I know that our agency is also affected by the fact that Congress does not seem to be funding AmeriCorps Vista, so we've put in an application for a new person, but we haven't heard, and I know other agencies are, also getting cuts from HUD, and we also may still be getting money from a HUD Tenant Education and Organizing Grant. So far, the contract seems to be going through the intermediary, but in this environment where it is very possible that you will find out you're getting half what you planned, to me, it would have been more prudent not to start any new programs. So I do want to talk about the new program that we're beginning as part of our total picture. We have found that tenants who are seniors, so often they call us when the landlord has just raised the rent from a way below market to just a modest amount, and they need subsidized housing now. We also get calls from people who are living in houses with lots of steps, and they really need to move to some sort of subsidized housing, which all the subsidized housing is totally accessible. And we know that people who are middle income or higher plan for their retirement. So the focus of our Forever Home, Finding Your Forever Home, is to give information to tenants about the need to start planning at age 60 and the complexity of subsidized housing, because so many a good number of tenants have moved into tax credit properties because it's got that little HUD sign up and it has all those rules. They don't understand that if you move in at 62, 10 years later, if you're on a very fixed income, you will no longer be able to afford the rent. So we want to educate about who is appropriate for tax credit, people who have, maybe some, annuity or something to supplement, and also encourage people to apply early. And I would say that we're looking for partners. We are applying for some other funding for this program, but partners like social workers and stuff who would help these tenants with the application process, because it's all online. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Sharon. Andrea Wandersee, representing NEDA.
Good evening. Good evening. I'm Andrea Wandersee. I'm representing NEDA tonight. Definitely want to thank CDBG and everyone in Neighborhood and Business Development for your ongoing support of our small but mighty agency. there's a number of things. First of all, Nita has turned 50. So we're looking forward to celebrating that. And we recognize that we probably wouldn't have turned 50 without the generous support of CDBG funding. This funding also provides our match for our neighborhood preservation program grant from New York State. It's a launching pad for our grants with the DEC, which provides lead education throughout the north side, as well as cleaning supplies, which we can always hook you up if you need some. And it allows us to leverage partnerships with many of the people here in this room. NEDA's evolved a lot over the years. Since 2018, our primary focus has been on tenant housing counseling, and we are continuing that focus right now, recognizing that partners like Home Headquarters does a great job with the home ownership component. We have just received a new HOP grant, which will allow us to do work with foreclosure prevention program. And we do a lot of neighborhood stabilization work throughout the north side. Again, we just wanted to thank you for your support. We understand it's a tough environment, and just appreciate still working with you folks. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew. Last call. Any final words, Deputy Commissioner?
I think so.
I just want to take one moment and say, I talked with many of you throughout the year. Many of you remember when I was at that microphone rather than this one, hoping that the commissioner at the time was going to find more money. I do want to recognize just how hard you all work and the leadership that you provide your teams, and say thank you as a member of this community, as someone who raised my children here and felt wonderful that they wanted to return to Syracuse because of the place that Syracuse is. And we got really big challenges in front of us. We also have opportunity in front of us, and this is the group of people that I know with your teams and the people that weren't able to make it tonight but are represented in this budget, have the ability to make sure that our residents get not just an opportunity, but the skills and the ability to reach that opportunity and grab it. So sorry to keep you here to listen to me for another minute when you all want to go home. But I wanted to genuinely and truly say thank you to each of you for your commitment to our community. And with that, we will close the hearing, or public meeting. Thank you. Good enough. All right.
Thanks. See those cards, please.
Yeah. Do we need these? Or, yeah. No, you can have them.
Just take them with
me. Yeah,
me?
because that's all going to end up in your what you give us anyways, right?
Well, these wouldn't. I would just scan these for the person that's typing.
But what's reflected in them is what I mean.
Yes.
But, yeah. Yeah, so you don't need those cards, right? Okay. Yeah, they're yours.
All right, thank you.
Sure. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Yes, you did. Trying to think if I need to say anything to PBS. I didn't recall the meeting to that, so we should have. Yeah, it should be good. Okay. I didn't hear Thank you so much. I'm glad you're able to come back.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Nice seeing you again.
Same. And then is the, do you know if you're coming back with the council's meeting on this?
Well, what day was that?
That's the 31st, is it? Yeah, they set it up themselves. I was just curious.
On March 31st.
I think it's a daytime. Oh, no, they'll do an evening.
Is it evening? I was going to say, I believe.
Yeah, they said they do it through, they schedule it through.
Yeah, they don't schedule it with me, they schedule it with my boss. I believe I'll be here, I think I'm off during the day that day, but I think I'll be available in the
They do it
evening.
evenings, yeah.
Okay,
Okay, we'll see you then.
maybe, probably. I'm the local reporter for Syracuse area, so
Okay.
it's usually me.
All right. So, and when we were talking last time, if I remember, you had middle school child?
Yes, well, they're both in elementary. The fifth grader, it's still elementary, and they're at their science fair right now, and it just started at 6, so.
So you get over there.
I-
I'll stop talking.
Yes. Well, the thing is, excuse me.
I always, I love what you do. I love when you come up and share. Your champion cause. That's, I know, but you do good. I'm saying, I want to encourage you to do really good work. And you speak really well to advocate.
I understand that there's support.
Yeah.
Did you see the stuff I sent you about Jimmy Abbott? I know you have a lot.
So I saw you said it, I haven't had a chance to.
So a lot of his issues on his big list are fair housing.
Yeah, right.
And so I copied in Sally, and she can send someone to talk. I spoke at the general meeting about concerns about I-81 that really Bill Simmons, with all he has on his plate, there's major issues about the impact of the construction process on those tenants, environmental noise. The position we had 2 years ago when I went to the meeting he had at Jimmy Frischetti was, no one will ever have to be moved out temporarily due to environmental things. I think the bill is up to his head, right? In stuff. So that's the one thing I'm kind of continuing with. And that Anthony guy, Tony, invited me. But I think besides the things that you guys are going to follow up on,
Well, and we did, we sent all the everything to Bill and the board, Bill did that.
well, it was only, was it Friday?
It was Friday. Yeah, but there's still usually a recognition, you know, but I had also, before the meeting, I sent it all to Fair House.
Yeah, I know you did, so I referred to that and
Perfect.
said,
Yeah.
I don't know, it's not like an individual case, even though, I
No,
wonder what
because
happened today with that woman.
Part of sending it, that the mayor sending that over, in advance. Hopefully.
I mean, they would do well to just, resolve with her two grandparents. Did he tell you about all this? I heard that there's some stuff. Yeah, the two grandparents, and then you could work with what Tony says are building-wide issues and try to advocate.
Yeah, because I thought also the comment about there's no seating out front for everybody that's waiting for a call.
Yes,
Like
we
that's
dealt with that at Plaza and the management because of, they